Cleveland, winter 2020. In an old industrial neighborhood where dreams are often buried under layers of rust and soot, Elena was fighting for every breath of her existence. Her apartment was nothing more than a decaying ruin, with cracked walls where the wind whistled through, like the screaming of fate itself. Elena, with a gaunt face but eyes holding an unimaginable resilience, tried to sweep away the debris falling from the ceiling with an old broom. Fastened to her back, baby Lily slept fitfully, her breath weak from the biting cold. In the corner of the room, Mark, her husband, sat motionless on a tattered sofa, the blue light of his phone casting a hollow glow on his indifferent face. Trembling, Elena asked Mark for a few dollars to buy milk for the baby. Instead of understanding, Mark lashed out, blaming her for every failure in his life. In a fit of senseless rage, he swept the last bowl of rice off the table. The sound of porcelain shattering on the dry floor was the exact moment Elena's heart turned to ice. She knew that if she didn't leave now, they would both perish in this abuse. Without a single word of argument, Elena packed a few old clothes into a worn-out suitcase, wrapped Lily tightly against her chest, and walked straight out into the midnight blizzard. She walked all night through silent streets, sleeping briefly in train stations or anywhere that offered a sliver of warmth. Her journey eventually led her to the vast orange groves of Florida. Under the scorching sun, people saw a woman picking fruit for hire while still carrying her child on her back. Her hands bled from the thorns, yet every evening she used her meager earnings to buy old books on artisan baking from roadside thrift shops. On nights when Lily had a high fever in a cheap motel room, Elena almost gave up, but the image of that shattered bowl from years ago would resurface, a reminder that she could never go back to that path. Elena moved to New York, the city where she believed hard work would finally be rewarded. She rented a cramped old basement kitchen, barely large enough for a small oven. Every morning while the city still slept, Elena began to knead dough. She taught Lily how to feel its texture, how to nourish the yeast like they were nourishing hope. The first batches were failures, filling the basement with thick black smoke. She cried, but Lily's small, flour-dusted hands stroking her mother's face gave her the strength to stand up and try again. Elena started selling her first artisan loaves from a homemade wooden cart. Amidst the bustling crowds of Manhattan, the pure aroma of wood-fired bread slowly began to awaken the palates of even the most demanding foodies. 3 years later, Lily's bakery had become a phenomenon. It wasn't just a store. It was a symbol of resilience. One late afternoon, a disheveled man with a scruffy beard appeared in front of the luxury storefront. It was Mark. He saw Elena in a crisp white chef's coat, laughing brightly with high-end clients. Mark intended to step inside to beg for help, but when he saw Lily, now a beautiful young girl happily helping her mother pack pastries, he froze. Elena's eyes met Mark's through the glass. There was no hatred, no blame, only the calm gaze of a woman who had completely conquered her destiny. Mark realized that his place in their lives had vanished forever. He quietly turned away and disappeared into the crowd. The sunset faded, painting the warm bakery in golden hues. Elena picked up Lily, and together they looked out the window as the New York skyline began to light up. Elena's story is proof that fate does not lie in the ruins where you were born, but in the hands that dare to knead it into something new. Never fear breaking apart, for sometimes you must shatter before you can realize how truly strong you are. If this story touched your heart, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to Kindness in Life. Every bit of your support is the motivation we need to continue spreading seeds of kindness and resilience to the world. Thank you for listening.